Hi, this is Jeannie with Creative Ectothermic Solutions. Today we are going to set up a habitat for some death feigning beetles. Death feigning beetles are detritivores, which means that they eat detritus, and detritus is dead organic matter, which can be anything from dried up old leaves to dried up bones, plant matter, decaying plant matter, anything that's not alive is what a detritivore eats. In this little fish bowl, this is actually a rose bowl. In this little bowl, we're going to set up some smooth death feigning beetles. Smooth death feigning beetles are the little black beetles that play dead. They're A. laevis, and as you can see, these guys in here are set up. They're nice and happy. They're wandering around, doing beetle things, eating detritus, trying to make beetle babies, things like that. So we're going to put some sand in the bottom of this container. And this sand is a little damp, but I live in Maryland and the sand was outside, which means that it's been rained on. But that's okay. So we're going to pack the sand down just a little bit, and we're going to add some detritus to this. If we add some detritus, it'll make the beetles happy. So what I have here is I have some cocoa husk, and I have some dried up old leaves. So both of these things are beetle things. They will make the beetles happy. And I can add just a little bit of sphagnum moss. So we have sphagnum moss, we have sand, we have detritus, and we will add a little bit of cocoa fiber just for some visual interest. We'll drag it through the sand to make it pretty. Why not do sand art? It just makes everything so much more interesting. So we have cocoa fiber, we have sand, we have sphagnum moss, and we have cocoa core and some old leaves. So I'm going to find a couple of beetles that look really happy. These two look really happy. They look like they want to go in there and do beetle things. This is a little boy beetle and a little girl beetle. So I'm going to put them in here. And you notice they immediately start looking around. I'm going to give them a little bit of dog food because everybody knows that beetles like dog food and detritus. So I'm going to give them a piece of dog food, and these beetles are set up and ready to go. They have a very pretty little habitat. They can wander around in them and look around and do beetle things. So there's one habitat set up. The second habitat I'm going to set up is for blue death feigning beetles, because blue death feigning beetles are awesome. So I'm going to use a very large bowl for this setup, which means that it's going to take more sand. And like I said, this sand is damp, so it's not optimum, but it'll dry. It'll dry pretty quick. The widest part of this bowl is right here, and these beetles will dig. So I'm gonna get a little bit further up the bowl because that just gives them a little bit more space. This habitat is big enough that I can add a coconut hide. They'll climb around in there and they'll eat everything off the top. I'm going to add my my little bit of cocoa core, and just to give it a little bit more, make it a little bit more interesting. Here is our sphagnum moss, which we'll put back here so the beetles can wander around and have things to do. And then last but not least, we will put in our detritus. Here's a nice handful of detritus. I'm just gonna sprinkle it around in here and make it a good beetle place. So now I'm going to get my blue beetles. They're right here, and I'm going to add some of them into here. Why, hello, blue beetle. This blue beetle came right off the top. So I'm going to put her there. I'm going to put, see, that one's sort of playing dead. We have two more here. And let's do this one because it's so cute. And let's do this one. So we have 6 beetles in here. We have 4 females and 2 males. Of course, when I put them in here, they play dead, as they should, being death feigning beetles. So they're in this very large rose bowl. This is meant to float many, many roses in, and or to house death feigning beetles. I prefer the latter. They have a hide to go into. They have detritus to eat. I need to give them a little bit of dog food, and they're all set up and ready to go. They have a lovely new home, and these are blue death feigning beetles, as opposed to black or smooth death feigning beetles. The blue death feigning beetles are here. The black death feigning beetles are in here. Both of them are set up and happy. You could also use this habitat to set up the desert pinnacle beetle or the desert stink beetle, whatever you want to call it. They would be very happy in here as well, although the desert pinnacle beetles are much larger, so you could probably only put 4 of them in here. This little dude is doing such a good job of playing dead. And because the ground is damp in here, they're probably going to lose their color for a little while, but it'll just come back. You see this beetle right here? This one right here is eating a leaf. It's eating detritus. It's very happy. So this is Jeannie with Creative Ectothermic Solutions. If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Look us up on Facebook, which is CEctoS, CEctoS, or look us up online. We have 2 different websites. We've got CEctoS.com and we have bugblog.org. Thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day.